Hey guys, happy Halloween. It is almost 7 o'clock. We are closed, been closed for about an hour. And I'm gonna tell you about my nightmare. This is my horror story. Alright, so what ended up happening is I ended up buying another motherboard, another CPU, and RAM. Because this person came in and they had a bad hard drive. We replaced the hard drive. And maybe about a week later, their computer just did not post. In fact, it didn't really turn on, just flickers, doesn't post. So, we troubleshooted. Now, this board is old. This was, I think, made in 2012. And so instead of fixing a motherboard, it was much cheaper to just replace the motherboard. So we got a motherboard that was tested as good. We got another CPU just in case. We got some RAM, put it in a known good power supply. We got nothing. But I got really lucky. Because I had a spare motherboard and a spare Ryzen CPU. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be replacing the motherboard, CPU, and RAM. He's basically getting a whole new computer. Now, this is gonna be a Ryzen 3. It's a much newer card than what they had. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and put the CPU in the board. Put in our little X pattern. Oh no, I ran out of thermal paste. Found some thermal paste, but I forgot to hit record. Now we just tie this in. Alright, so I've tested this board off camera and the CPU. The graphics card works, their hard drive works, this new motherboard works, and this CPU works. So we're gonna just go straight into installing it and have fun, I guess. So I gotta take all this nonsense off, so I'm gonna unplug everything I can. Unplug that, unplug the little speaker chip thing. Okay, gotta take this fan out because it has a AIO, a tiny radiator. Get this stuff going. This guy is gonna have a computer that performs roughly 7 years newer. Back up his data again, just in case something happens, because when you're working on other people's stuff, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. So I have most of this put together. I'm gonna just connect the front panel for the power button and put in both graphics cards, and hopefully we get it to post. We'll just put his graphics cards in. What the heck? What is this? Oh man, these old cases are so obnoxious. Okay, second graphics cards going in. Alright guys, so I found the screws. Everything is secure. So theoretically, this should just turn on. Fingers crossed. Okay, quality power supply. We are starting. Turns on. That's good. Does this have diagnostic lights? It does, but it's covered under these wires. You're gonna have to trust my word that it looked like it's posting. I'm a little bummed out. It's not turning on with this power supply. It has a little CPU light. I was kind of afraid of that because the CPU connector on this power supply is like just a 4-pin. I was hopeful, guys. I gotta put another power supply on there. So let's see. Do I have any power supplies laying around? I am sure that the next thing someone would have to say is, did you try a new power supply? We literally had another board with a 800 watt known good power supply, a other CPU, and a couple of different RAM configurations, and we got nothing. Now it's possible we got a bad board. It's possible we got a bad CPU. Not entirely sure. At this point, it's not worth spending multiple months, multiple weeks, multiple days, multiple hours on a computer that is 12 years old. We're gonna just really hook this guy up. I can't give this guy this power supply, but for the sake of testing, we're gonna put this in. This is an 850 watt power supply. If this doesn't work, then something definitely went wrong. Even though we're giving him a new motherboard and a new CPU that involves a CPU cooler, I can't give him this power supply. It's way overbuilt for what this is. But at this point, I just want to prove this will work. So we'll just tighten these two screws up and connect the necessary cables and see if we can get it to post. Okay, CPU. Alright. I believe that's the bare minimum. I'm not gonna connect any of the SATAs. I'm gonna turn it on. Oops. Switch on. And we'll see what happens. I am beyond confused. I had this RAM set up. I had the CPU set up. I had this power supply on before, and it's still not posting. Maybe it's not the power supply, but now I am stumped. What is it? Okay, so if you look there, it's actually going through some post lights. That's not what I got last time. Okay. It posts. Is there something wrong with this graphics card? Okay, so I have one graphics card in there. Same one. It posts. Alright. It posts! I don't understand! But now that it posts, you know what that means? I gotta try the other power supply. That's the only thing that I gotta put back on. This is very annoying. Alright, so we're gonna put back their old power supply, see if that works. If it does work, I'm probably gonna ask if they want another power supply, and if I do charge them for any repair, it'll probably just be for a power supply. Okay, went in and turned it on. Everything is still connected. Only thing I unplugged was the power for the motherboard and power for the CPU. Okay, it's not posting with the old power supply, so man, how many things could have gone wrong? I don't understand. Now I plugged in the SATA port. I don't think it's gonna boot into their operating system. If it does, I'd be very surprised. You gotta be kidding me, man. It's booting into their hard drive. I've replaced the CPU, the motherboard, the RAM, and the power supply. This solid state drive technically is not new, but that's because we replaced it 3 months ago. This whole computer, pretty much a new computer.